Hi, welcome. This is a video brought to you by Math from Scratch, and this is the answer walkthrough video for Column Method Subtraction Level 6. Maybe I should just put that these are the answers. Okay, and so basically what this is there was a lesson, a Column Method Subtraction Level 6 lesson, and these are the questions these are the answers to the questions that are at the end of that. So let's go through the quick answers. So we've got 5,984. The answer to question 2 is 2,628. The answer to question 3 is 299,794. And then the answers to question 4 is 19,998,587. So if you've got all those right, good job. Move on to level 6. If you've just browsed onto this and you're wondering what the hell's going on, this is Maths from Scratch, and obviously we are teaching you maths from scratch, the clue's in the name, and we are kind of teaching you column method subtraction from scratch. And we're just going up in simple levels. And so if you want to find out what this is all about and explore my channel a bit more, there's links in the description, and there's a card at the top there. So please subscribe if you're new. If not, you can move on to level 7, or if you've made a mistake, keep watching, and we'll find out where you may have gone wrong and go through and answer each one of these in turn. Okay. Right, so thank you for keeping watching. So let's go through each one of these in turn. So if you made a mistake, you can see where you've gone wrong. So again, the trick is to keep asking yourself, is the top number smaller than the bottom? And if it is, then we've got to carry or do the compensating. Carrying, compensating, borrowing, whatever you want to call it, that's what we're going to do. So our units column on this one, the 2 is too small, so we're going to move across to the 3. Reduce that by 1, so that's going to become a 2, and then the 1 is going to live next to the 2 there. So then we do 12 subtract 8, so that's going to give me an answer of 4. Move along to the hundreds column. The 2 again is too small, so we need to borrow from the left. So look at this one, we can't borrow from there because there's nothing there. So we're going to go to the 6, reduce that one by 1. That becomes a 5. The 1 from there lives next to the 10, remember. Strike that through, that becomes a 9. And then the 1 that's from there lives next to the 2. 12 subtract 4 gives me an 8. Hundreds column, 9 subtract nothing, and that just gives me a 9. And then thousands column, 5 subtract nothing, well, that just leaves me with 5. So the answer to 1 is 5,984. Question number 2 then. So 7 subtract 9 we can't do. So we move across to the 2. We're going to borrow 1 from there. And then that 1 is going to live next to the 7. So 17 subtract 9, that's going to give me an answer of 8. Units column. 1 again is too small, so we need to borrow, but we can't borrow from this one, so we need to borrow from the thousands. So we're going to strike that down to a 4. The 1 then lives next to the 0 to make a 10. Strike that 1 down, and then the 1 from there is going to live next to the 1 there to make 11. 11 subtract 9 gives me an answer of 2. 9 subtract 3 gives me an answer of 6. Then 4 subtract 2, that gives me an answer of 2. So then the answer to 2 is 2,628. Question number 3 then. Units. 1's too small, so we need to borrow, but we can't because there's a 0 there. So again, this now sets in the chain of borrowing. So 5, we're going to reduce that to a 4, and then the 1, reduce that to a 9, and then the 1 from there lives next to the 11. 11 subtract 7, okay, that gives me an answer of 4. 9 subtract nothing, well, we can just go ahead and do that one straight away because that leaves us with 9. 4 subtract 7, again, we can't do, so we're going to have to compensate or borrow, regroup, or however a myriad of names that it's got. So we're going to borrow from this one, that becomes a 10, that now becomes a 9. The 1 from there now makes that a 10. Again, we can now reduce that by 9. This then, the 1 lives next to the 14. 14 take away 7, well that's 7. And that works out quite nicely because we know 2 7s make 14. And then again, I'm just going to put some zeros in like I did in the lesson. 9 subtract nothing is 9. 9 subtract nothing is 9. And then 2 subtract nothing is 2. So that's 299,794. And then finally, question 4. So 1 subtract 4 we can't do, so we're going to have to borrow from there. Carry the 1 across. So 11 subtract 4 gives me an answer of 7. 2 subtract 4 we can't do, so we're going to have to borrow from the 0 here. So we can't borrow from there, so we have to borrow from the 3. That reduces to a 2. Then the 1 will live next to the 10. This now gives us the opportunity to cancel that down to a 9 and make that a 12. 12 subtract 4 gives us an 8. 9 subtract 4 gives us a 5. 2 subtract 4 we can't do, so we're going to have to now set up our chain of borrowing again. Can't borrow from this one. Can't borrow from this one. Can't borrow from this one, but we can borrow from this one. So we're going to reduce that to a 1. then the 0 gets a 1 written next to it from here. That becomes a 9. The 1 lives there. We now strike that one through. That becomes a 9. The 1 then goes there. I mean, it is slightly ridiculous, but you could get a question like this. This then becomes a 9. Now it becomes a 12. So now we can subtract. 12 subtract 4 gives us an 8. And then 9 subtract nothing is 9. 9 subtract nothing is 9. Next column, 9 subtract nothing is 9. And then that gives us a 1. Okay, and so the answer to that one is 19,998,587. So hopefully you've seen where you've gone wrong there on level 6. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share if you think this is going to be useful, or you've got any, anybody who might find this useful. Please share, please subscribe, because these are going to go on for a long time, because obviously maths is a massive topic, and if I'm teaching everything from scratch, I'm going to be here till I'm about 1,000 years old. So yeah, keep watching, subscribe, and then I'll see you in level 7. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.